Good evening. Welcome to Between the Lines. Here we are. What is the day? June 1st. It's June 1st, Chandler. And we're excited tonight. We're going to talk about the Boys Club. And anybody who was raised in Oak Ridge and the Girls Club now, you're going to have to correct me several times on that. I've got the director here, and we're going to talk about that. But I was there when Patty Locke and Zareski, everybody was there. She's my next door neighbor, kind of across the street. Yeah, I've never heard a bad word about Jill Zareski. Anyway, to make a long story short, we're going to do our thing. We're going to do 12 minutes of background, and we're going to talk because all of us were exposed to the Boys Club or the Girls Club in some way. But in the early days, those of us with the Boys Club, we had a lot of experience with Lawrence and Frank Lamuno and different people, and I think there's been a genuine concern about the vitality of it. Most people don't know one way or the other, but we've all kind of rallied around to try to help, and it's really good. And I want to do a show and talk about everything that's going on out there. Still on the Robertsville side of town. I have not been able to move it, but it's still way out there with the baseball fields and the practice fields, and it just serves a great purpose. Our guest tonight is Oak Ridge School Board member and, correct me, Boys and Girls Club CEO and basically the director, right?
Yes.
You're on the job every day.
Every day.
You and our Oak Ridge hero,
Sean Summers.
Yes.
Yes.
And we know Sean from the played at UT and everything else. And what a great talent. He works hard, doesn't he? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So we have a lot. So let's talk about you first, because we got 10 or 12 minutes to do background.
Okay.
You grew up in Oak Ridge.
I am Oak Ridge born and raised.
On the wrong side of town. I know that.
On the west side.
On the west side of town. Okay. What part of town did you live in?
So I lived on Ithaca Lane, so near Willowbrook. Kind of.
Oh, I know
on
Ithaca
one of those
well,
little,
yeah.
side streets. Grew up there.
That's very traditional. Robertsville Baptist was big in those days. I
True.
remember. Then it went to Central, and then it went,
I'm Methodist. We went to Kern, and then
Kern was always
and
big.
then
It kind of
United
rotated a little bit. But
Yeah,
United Methodist has
yeah.
always been the established.
Yes.
It's always been the people.
There.
There, yeah.
There.
And that's complimentary. I mean,
Yeah.
because we played basketball in their gym as kids all
Yes.
the time.
Yep.
And, competitive, like high school and college kids come down and play. And they were very kind to open their gym. Them and St. Mary's were the only
Yes.
two gyms, and we played a lot. And I'm Catholic, so I got to go in there a lot, and some of my buddies did. But we played all over the place, and anybody was welcome. I'm just saying we would open
yeah.
it up and play.
Yeah,
But
they
the
did that.
Methodists on Saturday mornings, they were just so good to us. So Kern was great. I had a lot of friends that went to Kern. Now, Kern, help me. Kern is the
It's
one at
on
the
the
bottom of
east side.
Delaware.
Yeah, it's on the east
Yeah.
side of town. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was all the
Very vital,
way
very
across
good.
town.
Yeah,
Yes.
Very good. Very good. So you went to Kern.
Went to Kern.
Okay. And you grew up and you played ball.
Played ball.
You're an athlete.
I'm from, and I went to Willowbrook. Love Willowbrook. Went to Willowbrook Elementary.
Right.
Went to Robertsville.
Was George
primarily-
Walker the principal when you were there?
At Willowbrook? Yes, he
He
was.
was my man.
He
I'm
was
tell-
great.
I could spend the next 28 minutes talking about how great George Walker was, but
And all the
he helped me
teachers
in
there.
high school. He was an ombudsman, and when I was there in the early 70s, and he helped me through. I'd have a bad game or something in basketball. He'd sit me down and say, "Look, you served a purpose." He'd say, because he was a great
yeah.
basketball
Oh, yeah.
player.
Oh, yeah.
He had a referee in the
Yeah.
college ranks. But I would say probably one of the two or three. Nick Orlando would have to be Eagle, but had more influence on my life probably at that age than anybody else.
Oh,
So
that's
that was
good.
Yeah, George was great. Willowbrook was a great place
Loved
because
it.
it was an experimental place. A
Yes.
lot of things that are going on now developed out of the testing of Willowbrook.
Yeah.
Isn't that true?
It is, and I always feel like if anybody's ever read the Junie B. Jones books, I feel like that was my childhood. Like just loving and kind and generous, and all the teachers. I'm still friends with like my third grade teacher, Jenny Bowers. I'm sure Oak Ridge people know her, but still friends with a lot of my teachers. So they were there for a long time and just super.
What motivated
wonderful.
you to get on the Oak Ridge School Board? I mean, it's
I have 4 kids, so at the time when I first ran,
needed to get them through.
three,
That's what I tell
yeah,
my kid.
yeah,
I had
it
to help
doesn't hurt. 3 of them were still in school, and my oldest was graduating. So vested interest in what we have going on.
Age of your
And
children?
As my own children and everybody else's kids.
What
I
are
have
your
all-
ages of your
Oh,
children?
oldest is 22. My oldest son's 22. Daughter's 21.
A
Son is
new
8.
mother, a new mother.
A new mother. Yes, I'm a grandmother. My middle son is 18, and my youngest son's 14.
Okay.
So,
So you got one more in the system.
We got one more in the system.
That's
He's
good.
got 3 more years to go. He just finished his freshman year.
And how you've been on 8 years, right?
Yes. Well, I've been
4
on
years
yeah,
plus 1.
4
yeah.
plus, yeah.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting because a lot of the people that have been on there have been on there a long time.
A long time, yes.
And you're new. You're fairly new. Heather's new, so it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's got a lot. What a time to come on. What a mess in COVID. Yeah.
Right before COVID, it was very challenging, but we worked really well together, and we've got that old experience and the new experience, so we kind of meshed that together, and it's a lot.
Not
It
to
is a
stray
lot.
off, not to stray off and
Yes.
get on education, but let me ask one more question.
Okay.
Our legislature, and 7 or 8 of them are my clients. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
run campaign. I've got all. I've done work for a lot of people in this state,
Mm-hmm.
but that could be the most. Let me get the right adjective. The most irresponsible piece of legislation
Absolutely.
requiring third graders to make an adjustment they need to make over 1 year? I mean, how does that work? I mean, if you're making,
doesn't.
let's talk about basketball. I'm coaching. You're shooting 60% from the line. Okay, next game you're going to make 8 for 8. No, it doesn't work that way. You
No.
get a little bit better and a little bit better, and you practice. But to require what they've required, not that the requirement's wrong, but the time frame and the implementation is ridiculous. If you're not aware, the state legislature passed a law, and you correct me, you're the educator, but I mean, has requested that apply standardized testing. I guess it's TCAP.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
they're going to put that in there, and they have to read on a sufficient level or they can go to 4th grade. 60% of Knox County students did not make it.
Yeah.
You got a number for me?
Yep. Ours is, we were at 30%.
That's not bad.
That's not, but for Oak Ridge, like.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. And what are the requirements are crazy, coming off a pandemic year, or 2.5 pandemic years. I mean, some of these third graders missed kindergarten.
Yeah, and their solution to that is,
Yeah.
and of course, my wife's the county commissioner, her attitude is, they created all the problems. She was not a big mask restriction kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our medical friends in Nashville said they were basically grandparent killers. They went, they do many COVID cases, but they would
Mm-hmm. Yep.
go to school and they would bring it home and the
Yeah.
elderly would get sick as could be. Whereas if they just, or didn't go to school or whatever the rules,
Yeah.
but I never saw, it was ridiculous for 3 or 4 year olds. They're taking their masks off.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
it
they're
it
just
didn't
balls of germs anyways, and we're mostly used to
yeah,
that.
it didn't work. It didn't work. But you can teach a lot of things virtually. Foreign languages and reading are not two of them.
No.
Now, if you got collateral help at home, it's different.
Well, and not everybody has that, and we all know that.
Half of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if that.
If that, that's
If
right.
that, and they have to work.
And part of it's their working parents.
They have to.
And they
We
come
all have
home,
bills
they're
to pay.
tired, and then they got
Yeah.
they want to read.
Yep.
My mother was there 40 hours a week. My mother was at home all the time. My
Yeah.
dad worked at plants, and we got read to all the time.
And how do you read whenever their faces are covered up too? You got to think about that, like doing reading classes, their mouths are covered.
I read a story where kids that were in kindergarten were asked to draw their friends and stuff,
Yeah.
and they drew masks on all
Yeah.
of them. That's
Yep.
all they'd never seen,
Yep.
their faces.
Yeah.
So that's a colossal failure in a lot of ways. I'm not sure we had any choices.
True.
And I tell people all the time that are antivirus and stuff and anti-vaccine, and it really damaged my wife. They knew what they were doing, and they had to do it from their perspective because they did with polio. They did with 3 or 4% are going to react bad. They have the genetic, but you got to save the 95%. So I don't think it's intentional. They didn't know who the 3% were going to be,
Yeah.
but there's going to be some fallout from a vaccine 6 months old. It's just going to be some fallout. So I kind of sympathize on all sides,
Yeah.
with the argument.
I
and
can
everything.
understand. I can understand all
It's
of
just
them.
hard. And if you're a parent and a mother,
Yeah.
especially, nothing offense to the fathers, but it's just tough.
It
It's
is.
just tough. Do you stay home? What do you do? But anyway, past all that, did the boys come, girls come get
We
involved in
stayed
that?
open. We stayed open. We wore masks and we did everything that we were required to do because we follow what we mimic the schools. So if the schools did it, we would do it as well. But we stayed open. We cleaned. That club's never been cleaner. We cleaned and we stayed open. Our parents had to work.
Did you require kids to wear masks?
Yep. But their parents could opt out. So they did have an opt-out option.
Okay. And that's fair.
Yeah, and we washed them. They were the home. We had a couple of groups that made them for us, and I would take it home and wash them every couple of days. But they were given the freedom to do either or, so there was an opt-out option.
How long have you been at the Boys Club, Girls Club?
3.5 years.
That's a long time.
It feels like it, but it feels like it was yesterday. So it's a lot.
Wow. And to be fair, it was hurting.
It was.
I mean, the reputation
That's-
financially, not on anybody's fault, but
Yeah.
COVID and aging,
Yeah.
different people. That it was in a financial situation where we needed to raise some money, get some firm
Yes.
direction of the club.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, all this by hearsay. I don't have any
You're correct. You're
personal
correct.
knowledge of. Just my friends are involved on the board and
Yeah.
stuff. And what a turnaround! I give a lot of credit to James Powers and Aaron Wells
Yeah.
and those guys I mean, they worked hard.
Yeah, we all did.
I know
And it
you
was-
did. I know
But
you
I mean, it was a group effort, but it was just people that were on the board in the past, and then Sean and myself came in, and we knew that. Like we didn't come in and think, oh, this ship is sinking. We knew, and we love the club, and we love Oak Ridge, and so
Both natives.
both natives and both handpicked to do that position because they knew that our passion was. I've always worked with children and always had a passion for kids, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But just knew that we loved the club and that we would put it back to work.
What's a day at the Boys Club like and say? I know.
Chaos.
Yeah.
But good chaos.
Okay, but how many kids go through that club? Different kids are at the club at least an hour in a given week.
Well, there's 75 a day. So, and that doesn't include any of our athletic programming.
And some of those 75 are there every day, though, right?
75 every day after school. So those are just our after-school kids, and we pick up from all 4 elementaries. So Glenwood other end of town, we pick them up. Jefferson.
You pick them up?
We pick them up.
You have a van?
Yeah, we've got 2 vans, and we run back and forth. So if you see us, a lot of people think we have more vans. We have 2. We go back and forth across Oak Ridge a lot. So we do Jefferson, we do Woodland, we do Glenwood, we do Linden.
What do you mean
Willowbrook.
we do?
We pick them up. We pick them up after school.
So if I'm a
Every
working
day.
mother and they're there, you can bring them to the Boys Club, and I can come get them at 5 or 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. You got to be there by 6. Yep.
Can you be there before 6, like
You can be there
4:35?
before 6, but a lot of times they don't want to leave, so they're
Do they
gonna be
have to
mad
pay
at
for
you.
that service?
They do pay for that service.
How much is that?
$30 a week.
That's nothing.
That's nothing.
Nothing.
That's nothing. I wish we could get it down to
You
free.
give them a snack?
We give them a snack. We
There's the
tutor.
30. There's the
tutor.
30.
Yeah, we tutor.
Right.
We
No requirements. You can be a Broadcliff kid.
You could be anywhere. You could come from outside of Oak Ridge. We can't come get you. But if you say you go to Clinton or you go to Oliver Springs, if your parents or somebody will bring you, we'll take you after school.
Is there another, now my friend Swisher runs one. My
Mm-hmm.
good friend Michael Swisher runs the Boys Club, Girls Club in Lake City, is that right?
Probably.
And
There's
a bunch of others.
There are a lot.
A lot of
Yeah,
counties.
there are a lot.
He's
Yeah.
a miracle worker too. I just love that guy.
But they're all separate. So a lot of people think, oh, it's a Boys and Girls Club, when
Yeah,
they
it
do
used to be.
fundraisers, we all share money. No, we don't. We are all responsible for our own clubs, and then we just all are under the umbrella of Boys and Girls Club of America. So, but we're on our own.
Yeah, that's what it is.
He's on his own. Everybody's on their own.
Yep. Let me tell everybody at home, if you get a call tonight and it's a survey or we're doing a presidential primary preference survey. So if you'll go ahead and take that poll, I would appreciate it. So that is locally controlled, locally done, et cetera. I'll get 12 calls already.
that's
People
a
start,
lot.
is that you? Is that you? Is that you? So anyway, I get that off the too. Well, I think it's been amazing. I mean, my main experience with the Boys Club as a child was, of course, we talked about my father was on the board and Lawrence Hahn came in when I was a little kid. But baseball was my thing. My football was the reputation.
Yeah.
But I loved to play baseball there, and we played a lot of baseball there.
Oh, yeah.
Had fun. From when I was 5 or 6 up to about 10 or 12, we did a lot there. And then we got in the intermediate leagues and stuff. But so we have baseball.
We have baseball.
We have football.
We have football.
What else we got?
We have cheerleading.
We have
We
cheerleading.
have cross country. Just started that 2 years ago. We have a cross country team that
Wow.
runs
Up
cross
to
country
what age?
in the summer, kindergarten through high school.
Why would somebody who runs cross country in 10th grade not run for the high score somewhere?
They probably do,
Right.
but we just run hours at a different time so they can maybe they could use it as
Where do
a-
they work? Where do they run?
They run all over Oak Ridge. We actually have one of our board members is a running enthusiast. So he maps out all of the trails for them. They actually had a little
takes them? Supervisor?
fundraiser. Some of the parents help, but it's our board member. He takes it, and it's him and his.
Let's give him credit. Can we call his name?
Yeah, his name's Christian Llewellyn. He's
Okay.
great. Christian
Yeah, I've
Llewellyn
heard his name.
does, yes.
That's
He's our cross.
fantastic.
I hate running, so more power to him. That's fantastic. But he takes them running, and they
Well,
did
as an
a,
athlete, that shouldn't be something that's that what's the word I'm looking for? You should run more. That's it.
I like to run bases.
I
play,
got you, I got you.
Baseball, softball.
Okay, we're going to take our first break. Roll it, Chandler. We're going to come back and find out, can Aaron Wells play golf?
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
From Oak Ridge, Tennessee, IB3 Global Solutions conducts operations around the world to enhance the U.S. national security posture and minimize radiological and nuclear threats. IB3 Global Solutions. Mission first.
Fan Gear Barn is Oak Ridge's source for new and vintage sports fan gear from around the world of sports. Find your favorite team gear at Fan Gear Barn, located at 977 Oak Ridge Turnpike, across from the hospital. Open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. Closed on Sundays.
At Navarro, we partner with our clients to advance clean energy and deliver effective solutions for complex challenges in the nuclear and environmental fields.
Birchfields is Oak Ridge's premier dining spot. They offer an incredible breakfast buffet that's just $14.95 and it includes your drink. But they also offer Eggs Benedict and pound cake French toast. From 4 to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, Birchfields offers happy hour specials including 50% off appetizers and special prices on drinks, plus amazing dinner entrees that are served from 5 to 10 p.m. Enjoy an unforgettable dining experience today at Birchfields, located inside the Doubletree Hotel on Illinois Avenue.
When should you get tested for COVID-19? You have symptoms of COVID-19, such as runny nose, congestion, sore throat, fever, cough, shortness of breath, muscle pain, headache, chills, or loss of taste or smell. Current testing recommendations say everyone should get tested immediately if they have symptoms of COVID-19. If you have symptoms, be sure to follow recommendations about how long to stay home and away from others. For more information, visit our If You Are Sick or Test Positive webpage.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Welcome back. We're talking to Erin Webb, who is all things Boys Club and Girls Club. Her 4 children, she's got 1 left in the Oak Ridge school system, so she's vested. She's worked hard to keep things rolling, and with the help of her board and Sean Summers, she has been the leader in getting everything done. And we're talking about all the different sports, and we were stuck on cross country.
Cross country.
I lose my breath.
Still happens, yeah.
I ran in high school, but I didn't run cross country. I ran 880 or 800 meters, but I mean it was different. And I had a lot of volunteers. Boys Club did a lot in the summers, the summer events.
Yep.
I mean, we got in trouble. I won't go into record. We got in trouble for shooting off firecrackers or something. And these are pretty famous people, actually. They're a couple years older than me. And somehow I ended up running for the Boys Club. No, I ain't naming off these guys.
Name them.
Nope, not naming these guys. They're all over America. They're corporate leaders. 2 of them are anyway. So they said, oh, don't worry about it. Alan's a track guy. He'll run for you. And then they gave me the wrong time for the meeting, and I ended up running for the Boys Club in the summer.
Okay, there you go.
Nice guys, huh? So, but we had fun. The point is the Boys Club was always there. All right. So you got any other sports?
Yeah, we had basketball. We had
Basketball,
most kids. We had
football,
basketball,
cross
football,
country.
baseball, cross
Baseball
country,
always, yeah.
cheerleading. We've been trying to get volleyball up because we don't really have a volleyball feeder program at all.
Yeah, the girls need to get into that.
Yeah,
'cause they
so
have
we're
competitive
trying to
sports.
do
You got
that.
softball for the girls?
We do not. We have co-ed baseball. Girls
You used to
Inc.
have softball?
Girls Inc. does softball. Girls Inc. does a great
Okay,
job.
now we got to get the separations done for the
Yeah,
public.
yeah, Girls Inc.
Girls
is-
Club is different than Girls Inc.
Boys and Girls Club and Girls Inc. 2 different things. Yeah.
But was there ever a Girls Club?
There was a Girls Club. Back in the day, Paula Zaretsky ran it.
But
met.
didn't Patty Locke run Girls Inc.?
I think, yes. Once they did the combination, Boys and Girls Club, Girls Inc. stayed separate, so that was separate.
Okay.
And they're under I think it's Girls Inc. of the Tennessee Valley. I think that's what the name of their umbrella is. But they do a great job. We are not in competition. So a lot of people try to pit us against each other, and we are not. They do fantastic things. We do fantastic things. There are plenty of kids in Oak Ridge for both of us, and we love what they're doing. They love what we're doing.
Is there a
we get
difference in
along
the
great.
type of kids that you
They
get?
only take girls. Like they only specialize.
The average 12-year-old girl that joins that club instead of is your club more athletic? Is your club
I think we have more athletics, obviously, but also they have brothers, and so there's a place that the family can send their kids where boys and girls can come, and they only have to do 1 pickup in the afternoon, and it's very everything's co-ed.
75 kids a day is a lot of kids.
That's a lot of kids, yeah.
Most of them go in the gym?
Oh, we try. If it's pretty outside, we're outside. So we're outside, but we have to come in. They have homework. They need computers. They need tutoring.
How many computers do you have?
We have a computer lab, so we have 12 computers.
That's great.
Yeah, brand new. Just got them with a grant. Got a grant. I'm a grant machine.
I wrote grants
grant
for a while.
machine. Yeah.
That's good.
So we get it through that.
Yeah.
We have a new STEM lab now. That was donated by Leadership Oak Ridge.
STEM labs are
STEM
important.
lab.
These kids need to learn.
It's amazing, and they've messed it up and made volcanoes and just worn their little goggles and lab coats, and they look adorable doing it. But they've used it, so that was fantastic.
I was in a meeting in Huntsville, Alabama yesterday and today, and it's amazing the role of artificial intelligence and computer writing, and these kids have got to keep up.
And they're smart. They're
They
smart.
are smart. On that
If
stuff
we need help,
especially. Now, you ask them who was president in 1800s, they may not know, but they
Or how to
understand.
spell something, they don't.
Right. But they're great. That's the way
Yeah.
it is. My son's had advanced, he took, I can't remember all the courses he has, but he has all these advanced math and science courses, AP, and they're tough. I couldn't do it.
A lot of times, that's why we're thankful for our young tutors, because they come in and tutor.
Stats, AP? I don't know. I had it in graduate school. It's as hard here as it was there.
Yeah, yep.
Of course, I was in a different time, maybe ABC and crayons and
Give me a
stuff.
piece of paper.
That's where we were. Yeah, that's exactly. I do that today. I'll have my administrative assistant kids that help me in the summer. So
Yeah.
I'll say, bring a pad and paper. They go, well, I'll bring my iPad or I'll bring my pad.
Yeah.
And I say, I can't, it's hard for me.
I need a pencil.
It's not
Yeah.
that I can't do it, but it's like this, where I can scribble quick.
True.
You know, that's
True.
me. That's, I guess that's age and stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So tell me about your typical week. I mean, tell me about how is it working? How is it improved? And see, where's it going from here?
We try to really focus on being organized, making the kids know. Kids like schedules. Kids like routine. They love it.
My son does.
Ours have really thrived because they know they get off, we go pick them up. They get off the van, they arrive, they wash their hands, they eat a snack, they do their homework. You don't get to do the fun stuff until your homework's knocked out. So they do the homework.
How do you know what the homework is? They send notes?
A lot of the younger ones have a folder that they send home every day. So we can check their folder for them. So they'll come in and they know, just bring the folder, let us check it.
That's a
Check
lot
the
easier
folder.
than looking at the laptop, isn't it?
Well, we have to go on the old Skyward for the middle schoolers. So we go on there.
Well, that's not bad, though. I checked, I mean, the Skyward, I'm looking
Yeah,
at.
you can get in.
I'm right in there, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's cool.
You can pull it up and we can say, hey, it looks like.
I think Skyward's a good program.
It is. And they can get in and we can say, hey, like you got a 70 on this test. Maybe do you need help studying with this? Or can you do a remake? If you can remake it, we'll kind of
They're
tutor
a
you through
little
that.
tight. I mean, and that's your system, Oak Ridge, but they're a little bit strict. I mean, I get a notice every 18 minutes. Your son is 12 minutes late, or
Yeah.
just okay,
Yeah.
he can handle it.
Yeah.
He'll be all right. Call me at the end
Yeah.
of the day and let me know if your
If he's
son's up.
not there, I need to
Yeah.
know that for sure.
But better to be overprotective than underprotective.
That's true. And plus, if you want to know if they're there or not, or if they're failing. So a lot of times we'll do that. Or we'll have parents specifically say, like, hey, could you work with so-and-so on math or whatever. So we do that. But they don't have to do homework the entire time. They do get a fun period of
But
time.
you access their Skyward. You can see.
Yep, we can get in. And they'll pull it up for us, too. They're not hiding it today because a lot of them got
Canvas is a
their...
little more valuable probably, but
True.
But they won't let me in there. My kid, no way. No way.
Well, I was
You're not
gonna say
getting
they'll
in.
show. They do still show it to us, which is good. But today a lot of them got their report card, so they're coming in because they know that we love them. We love them being smart. We love them trying. And even if it's a C and they brought it to a B or vice versa, whatever, just like what can we do to help
Instead of
you?
like the legislature wanting them to go from D to
Yeah,
A in
just
one
send them
day.
back. Yeah, just send them back. So they come in, they do the homework, knock it out, so that way they can go home, spend time with their parents. Their parents don't have to labor over this in the afternoons.
That's
and
a
get them to
great
play.
thing. I didn't really realize y'all did all that. That's fantastic.
Yeah, we try to get them all in and out and fed and happy and exhausted by the time they leave.
Well,
And
it's
they
a
leave
great
at 6
role.
fun.
It's a great service to parents.
It is. And we have very appreciative parents. We have really good families. We have really good kids, really well behaved. And that's one of the main things that we focused on was behavior, because there for a while it had been just a free-for-all. And no one feels comfortable sending their kids to a place where they don't feel like they're being monitored. And so we really focused on that without it being, too much, just finding that balance of fun and supervision and letting them explore different things that they wouldn't have the opportunity to do.
How many of your children that come to your boys club are, I guess we could use Illinois as that's not a good divider. We need to go further out. How many of them are West Oak Ridge kids?
I pulled this up the other day because I was doing different
Two-thirds?
stats. We're like 60% male and 40% female right now.
Okay. That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. So it fluctuates because at the beginning of the year, we had 2 vans that picked up from Linden every day. So we had 2 full vanfuls of kids. The majority come from Willowbrook right now.
Sure.
But at one point in
convenient.
time, we had a ton from Woodland. So that's
Yeah, but that's
east
in the
side.
middle. I got that.
Yeah, Glenwood is our furthest and usually our lowest numbers. Jefferson was like 15, 16 kids from Jefferson.
That's not bad.
Yeah, and then Robertsville was like 20. So, and it's just kind of, and about mid-year, it kind of flip-flopped. Like Linden went down just a little bit. We had some kids move, and then Glenwood picked up a little bit. So it kind of varies. We do have a little bit of a transient population sometimes. So it's
Yeah.
hit or miss. But
Okay.
we're flexible.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
America needs to know that Aaron Wells has entered the studio. We were just talking about your golf game and why you chose golf, because we've never seen you play. Anyway, that's amazing to get that much tutoring done. Do you give reports from your tutoring to the parents at home?
if they ask for it, we will, or say we've worked on this. But in the past 2 years, we've had a tutoring program through the summer through the Bill and Chrissy Haslam Foundation, and they have to do pre-test and post-test. And our summer learning loss was hugely reduced just by doing that, and they loved it. They did 3 hours of tutoring every day during the summer, and the kids loved it because it was college students that came in, and they just wanted to hang out and make them happy. So, but our numbers, especially that after that first year, were just. They barely forgot anything by the time they went back to school. So that goes back to the state. And
the Haslam Foundation's done a lot of good. And they've been re-empowered here with the sale to Berkshire Hathaway. They've done just so good. And that whole company's done a great job. And I just like Bill Haslam. I mean, I've been in politics a long time, and I think he's probably the best governor we've ever had. And, I'm not particularly close or anything like that. We're acquaintances, but I mean, just the follow-up and the common sense. And a lot of people have come out of his group. Haggerty and others have worked with him, but provided leadership in the state. There's no question about that.
And his wife is
great,
huge on education. She, this was their little brainchild, and they just took it and ran.
And Lamar, Alexander and Honey Alexander in the older days were very big too, et cetera, et cetera. How's baseball? I mean,
Baseball's doing good.
I mean, the two things I always remember at the Boys Club, and I didn't go as often as West Side kids did, but the two things I remember the most are the annual football trip to Florida.
Yeah.
Lawrence always loaded them up on a bus, and when they went down there and played at the end of the year to Florida. And the other thing I remembered is just really competitive baseball programs and people coming in from other areas to play against us. You still run two fields?
We're not there yet. We've really tried to rebuild that. That was one of our biggest struggles.
Well, baseball's not as big as it used to be.
I know. And, people might not know this. People that know Sean know him. But, he's known for football, but Sean was an even better baseball player.
Center field, yeah.
He was even better baseball player. Shortstop. Great player. Loves baseball. We're trying to rebuild that. So we have a ton of young kids right now, and we're really pouring a lot into that. Exactly. It's like getting that in. But once they go to middle school, we've got to find something. Coach Free's doing awesome things at the high school. Yeah. We have to hand him some people of let us help, because we want to be involved in that. He really has. That team this year has just been phenomenal.
Yeah, they went a long way, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they certainly did. Hey, Chandler, take us on a break, and we'll come back in 3 minutes.
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
We should never lose sight of our health. To keep moving forward, let's not forget everything we've learned. Limit the salty food options. Make your own daily exercise routine. And always receive regular checkups. More than anything, we have learned how important these small steps can make a big difference, so we can all continue to move forward together.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project, so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
From Oak Ridge, Tennessee, IB3 Global Solutions conducts operations around the world to enhance the U.S. national security posture and minimize radiological and nuclear threats. IB3 Global Solutions. Mission first.
At Navarro, we partner with our clients to advance clean energy and deliver effective solutions for complex challenges in the nuclear and environmental fields.
Fan Gear Barn is Oak Ridge's source for new and vintage sports fan gear from around the world of sports. Find your favorite team gear at Fan Gear Barn, located at 977 Oak Ridge Turnpike, across from the hospital. Open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. Closed on Sundays.
Birchfields is Oak Ridge's premier dining spot. They offer an incredible breakfast buffet that's just $14.95 and it includes your drink. But they also offer Eggs Benedict and pound cake French toast. From 4 to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, Birchfields offers happy hour specials including 50% off appetizers and special prices on drinks, plus amazing dinner entrees that are served from 5 to 10 p.m. Enjoy an unforgettable dining experience today at Birchfields, located inside the Doubletree Hotel on Illinois Avenue.
Welcome back to Between the Lines, and we are talking with school board member good? Okay. And mother of 4 and just really active in the community, and everybody's raving about the job she's done the last 3 years. And I said earlier that I give my guys, Aaron Wells and James Powers, a lot of credit, but I think Aaron probably has provided the leadership to really rekindle some stuff and do some stuff. So what about inter-boys club competition? Do you play against other boys? Get on me every time I say that. Boys and Girls Club competition. Yeah. Do you play with other people? I mean, do you compete? Yeah.
Well, we, especially like during this basketball season, we had 200 kids play basketball, so we had plenty to play.
That's amazing.
I know, in that one gym. So, gosh, if we could build 4 gyms, we could fill them up.
We had when I was in high school, and you got to remember this is Abraham Lincoln time, but we had a league, an 8-foot goal league. I'm talking about me and Otis and everybody played. All the guys played. We all played college and high school, and we would go down on the weekends on like Friday night or Saturday, I can't remember what the night was, and we go in there and we just wham. I mean, it was just, everybody loved playing. We had about 20, 30 players in a little league we organized, and we'd play this way, at the big court. We'd play that way on the parking lot side over there, and it was just a lot of fun. They had a lot of different activities for older people and kids.
Well, we're going to do open gyms this summer because for that exact reason, we can't wait till the fall and be like, hey, everybody, it's time to play basketball, and they've done nothing all year, so we're actually opening it back up and just have an open gym.
But in a structured way.
In a structured way with obvious supervision there so people aren't slamming the rims or the goals like crazy.
But they got better jumpers than we were. Yeah.
But having it open and letting kids have that opportunity to come in and play. But yeah, we've had plenty to play. Our baseball teams play Clinton, so we're in the Clinton League, so we play with them. We've tried to go in the other direction. We haven't got a lot of traction on that as far as
Kingston stuff.
Yeah, moving out that way. But
Anderson County's well organized. NAGAF and all those people.
Yep.
They got a lot of athletics out there.
But our football team joined the YAC, so we're in the YAC.
You're looking at me like I'm supposed to say, you know the YAC, Alan.
You know the YAC, Alan?
What is
It's the equivalent, the younger equivalent of the MAC, which is like the middle school league.
You all got a whole acronym culture.
It's fancy, okay? It's real fancy. We play the same schools that the high schools play, so it gives them more competition. So
in
we're
what
playing
sports?
Fulton, just in football right now, just in football. So we joined that. So we had the opportunity to do that last year.
What ages are your football programs?
Football
in my day, it was peewees, midgets, like that.
So right now we do flag. Flag is starts at 5 years. So we'll do 5 years, and then we have 7U, 8U, 9U, 10U, and then after that they're in middle school. So they're
no pads at all.
Oh yeah, all's tackle. Everything's tackle except for flag, which is 5. So 7U, 8U, 9U, 10U.
5's the only flag league.
Flag, yeah, and then everything else is tackle on up.
Okay, got enough coaches for that stuff?
We do right now. Yeah. Football's been popular.
And your biggest team would be your midgets, which are 7th grade.
What age is that? Probably our 7U, 8U are the largest number that come out right now.
That's 8 years?
Yes, so 8 years and under, 7 years and under. Yeah.
So once they get to 5th grade, they're not playing any longer.
In
the old days we played in 8th grade.
I know. If they usually make the middle school team, and so that's conflicting with that.
That's fine. With the way it all changed, that's right.
They can come back. But
football's expensive.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah, we had a huge grant from the NFL last year and bought all new helmets. So
did you get any of that Peyton Manning money at $5,000 from Peyton?
No, it was the Tennessee Titans actually. Tennessee Titans specifically.
They do a good job with grants too.
They did, and they reached out to us and said, "Hey, here, would you like this?" The answer is always yes, and we bought all new helmets, so their little brains are all protected. We try to get new uniforms every few years, and we've got a ton of cheerleaders too. Last year we almost had more cheerleaders than football players, so that was fun.
We never had that.
And it's adorable. It's adorable.
Oh, it's got to be.
And flag is adorable too. Flag football's the best.
What else are we missing? What about other sports? I mean, let's think.
We had, like I said, we've got the cross country, which we touched on a little bit. We've had the basketball, cheerleading, baseball.
What about? And you had the computer. What about? And I'm not being facetious. What about
chess competitions, checkers competitions. Is there any indoor work at all for
We
this thing?
had checkers before COVID.
Okay.
And then kind of since then, it was like everything came to a screeching halt, and we really worked on that.
Some
just
kids
getting
want
back
to
in.
be involved and compete in other
Oh, yeah.
non-traditional sports.
Yep. And then we did a little science fair. Christian Llewellyn, who did the cross country, did a little science fair for us last year. So we do that. You know, it feels like we have all the time in the world, and we don't. It's like they're in, they're out. We're doing this,
sure.
we're doing that. The summer is significantly different because it's 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. every day.
What's the hours of operation? That's what I'm saying, all year long?
All year long. So after school, we're every day after school till 6 o'clock, including Wednesday. So when they get out early, we pick them up. Summer is 8 to 6, though. So we do a good long 10-hour day there.
Do you have I don't know if they can get it on in time, do you have a number that people can call to get involved?
Oh, yeah. It's 482-4433. It's like one of the old original
You got that
phone
channel?
numbers. Or go to our website. We have a really nice
you go.
website, bgcor.org. And that's,
These people are the acronym kings and queens of the world.
we're in Oak Ridge. What else do we know?
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Boys,
That's
Girls
fair.
Club, Oak
That's
Ridge.
fair.
So just
That's
think of that. And that has all our contact information. Our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Follow us on Facebook. That's the best place. We put everything on Facebook.
Boys Club, Oak Ridge Boys Club?
Boys and Girls Club, Oak Ridge.
Boys and Girls
Girls
Club. I
Club.
did it again, didn't I?
And it's got to be
Boys
the
and
and
Girls
symbol.
Club.
The and symbol. No and.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they're big on that,
Yeah,
too,
with
the
no
ampersand.
lettering,
Yeah.
of course. I mean, that's where I'm
Add a
at.
symbol.
You gotta love Oak Ridge. What's
Hey.
go ahead.
I was going to say, come down and see us. We tell people all the time, come see us. Come see what we've done. Come see how we
I
work.
haven't been in there. I coached Boys Club basketball in 98 and 99,
Mm-hmm.
maybe when I was 40ish. And we had teams, and there was good participation.
Oh, yeah.
I came down to help some people in basketball, didn't know a lot about it. And we had some good teams, and you played both ways, and you
Yeah.
did everything. But it was fairly, Lawrence was about at the end by that point. I mean, he was, in terms of coaching and day-to-day activities, it was 2000, something like that. So I don't know.
He checks up on me all the time. He was just in my office this afternoon.
What a
Living legend.
well, he's an institution, and he's a brand.
Absolutely.
That's what he is. I'm going to use one of your all's words. He's a brand, really. And he just has done so much for Oak Ridge. And as he was telling you today, my father hired him. He was on the
Yes.
Boys Club board of directors. Him and my dad were close. But I think there's a lot of and then he went on and hired Frank Lamuno 3 or 4 years later when the Cuban stuff started. And so there's been a lot of traditions there, and they've built a lot of stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
But Lawrence is in a class by himself.
He is.
There's no question.
He
Nick
is. Mm-hmm.
Orlando in the public sector, Lawrence on the private sector. That'd be about it for me. We had to get an
agree.
East boy in there. You had to get
That's
Nick's an
right.
East Coast boy. Couldn't let that stay out there too long. It's got to get some help there. That's for sure.
So true.
So you got 60% boys and 40% girls.
Yeah, yeah.
And what's that database? How many people you count?
Well, that was just in our after-school programming, so that's where I did the 60-40. Sports, it's more boys than girls, obviously, because we are co-ed, but
When you say after school program, you mean the tutoring and stuff?
just the after-school, just the after-school program. That's
the
usually
people
what
you pick up.
Pick up, and
How
then
many
we
you pick up a day?
we pick up everybody except for Willowbrook. So 70 minus 20 is what we pick up.
How does Willowbrook get? Just walk over?
They have a bus that comes over, and Robertsville provides a bus. So they bring a bus through. They're on the bus for like 2 minutes from the school, and
Sure.
they get dropped off.
So they don't need you.
Yep. And some of them will walk, but not typically.
So you throw Glenwood in because you're serving all 4 elementary
We serve all the
schools.
elementary schools. Yeah. Yeah. And what are their options? There are not a lot of options in Oak Ridge. I mean, I think we're the best option, obviously, but what are the other options? The parents need something after school. Their kids don't need to be home alone. They do need help with homework. They do need supervision. They do need a snack. And
I
they do
really
need
don't
people
know
to love
anybody
them.
in this town that provides that much assistance.
Absolutely.
I think the Boys Club and Girls Club and Symbol is doing that's an outstanding. I think that's more impressive than the athletics.
Yeah,
For me.
and it's a lot of people don't know about it because we don't like to toot our own horn. But I'm really proud of the work that we do and the kids that we serve and the families we serve, and we love them. I mean, that's the main thing. Of like, we honestly know about every kid that comes in that building every day. We know if their homework. We know that their grades have gone up or down. We know
How many people are involved in the tutoring?
in the tutoring are 5 part-time staff.
Okay.
So we have 5 part-time staff every day. Myself and Sean are full-time.
What do they do, these 5 part-timers?
So they'll
Are they
sit
kids,
down.
high schools, or-
Well, we have 3 of them are adults and 2 are college students
Okay.
currently. So they'll sit down, just like, hey, who needs? One of them, especially Vivian, she has quit for the summer, but she was one of our most instrumental high school students last year. She's a fantastic math phenom. So we're like, who needs help with math? Go see Miss Vivian. Like, who we have kind of specialized things of like, who needs help with
Yeah.
this? Who needs that? We're always looking for extra help though, because a lot of times it's a kindergartner or first grader needs to read you this book.
I don't know if it's been
That's-
restructured, but I'm going to park, I'm going to go to the baseball game, and I'm going to walk around to the front door, which we come in that
Yep.
way. Okay, the gym's to my left, the desk and everything's straight ahead.
Yep.
Has it changed any?
Yeah. There's no carpet.
What does that mean?
It
I know
smelled
what I
like
mean.
smelled like dirty carpet when you went in. It smelled like little boys when you went in there, so it doesn't smell like that anymore.
You mean the whole thing's gutted?
The
What's
whole
on there?
thing's gutted. So now it's all open. There's no walls because there were 2 walls as well. So there
Yeah,
were.
but what is the floor structure?
Now we have
Linoleum?
the luxury vinyl plank.
Okay.
So we have that.
That's great.
Nice and clean.
Luxury vinyl
Luxury
plank.
vinyl plank.
I love that.
Nice and clean.
Yeah.
We have the 2 walls down, so it's complete sight lines. We can see everything. Still have a big ping pong table. We don't have the air hockey table, which if I could find an old air hockey
Oh,
table.
I remember that. It was in the
I
back,
did
yeah.
too. I was a girl, but I grew up in the Boys and Girls Club because my dad was involved. And so we got to go down on Sundays.
How
when he
much
would
is an
do
air
it.
hockey table?
They're
Anybody know?
huge. They weigh about 100,000 pounds.
I'll find you one. That'll be my job, okay?
I miss that. And Miss Pac-Man, I do miss that. We don't have the arcade
I ain't looking
games.
for Pac-Man.
We haven't had those. We have a library. We have our STEM lab. We have our computer lab. And then we have our cafeteria area that we do crafts and board games and all that fun stuff when it rains. So it's a small, we're an L. We're an L shape around a
Yeah,
gym.
you always have been.
Yep.
Yeah, L shape around the gym. That's
L shape
exactly
around the
what
gym.
I don't remember much on the bottom L. It was more like a parallel run.
Yeah.
With some offices in the back.
That's my office is up in the front. I'm Mr. Hahn's old office.
Yeah.
And Sean is in the one that connects to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So the rest are the computer lab and our STEM lab and our little cafe
So
area.
I think I catch up. What hours are you open every?
After school every day till 6.
You're not
and then-
open during the day? What about summertime? I mean,
Well, I'm there. I was gonna say I'm there working, but when kids get out of school, yeah.
so
during
Wednesday they
summers,
get out at 1:40.
We get them.
Okay.
We pick them up.
I get it. Most of the people that are in the building are people you pick up.
Yes.
People can come in, but they're a minority.
Yep,
I mean, that's
yep.
like only 20 kids or 10.
Now summer we're open 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. though, so that's the.
From when school gets out to when
From when school gets out.
It
until
starts
we,
Monday.
We close the week. Well, we close that week to mentally prepare and, and get everything ready. And then we go all the way. We do 5 weeks through the summer. Every day, 10 to
5 weeks?
5 weeks.
Is that all there is in the summer?
Nope. Then there's a few days off and then school starts back. So there's 7. Oak Ridge has 7 weeks
Yeah,
off.
we appreciate y'all sending our kids to school in July. Who thought of that over there in your team?
Well, we don't want them to forget all the wonderful things that they're learning.
I get the purpose, but I mean, just something about fall and
It
going
does
back
feel
to
weird.
school.
July does feel weird. I admit it. It
But
does
old
feel
people
weird.
think that way. That's okay. Don't mind me. I mean, there's some people that can do better. Thank God for my wife and Aaron Wells and young people getting involved in you, school board.
I appreciate that you're calling me young. I appreciate that.
Well, there's so many old white men in politics. I mean, it's just bad. It's bad everywhere. I've been with a bunch this week in Alabama. And Alabama's worse than Tennessee, I think. I mean, but these are all good-hearted people.
Yes.
They just they're not on the same, they don't have as much of this program and people doing that kind of stuff. And kids are on this thing all day.
Not at my club.
Ever? Can you use it in the club?
No. They are not allowed to be on any social media or TikTok or any of that mumbo jumbo. They can be on the computer to do their homework. But you know what? Guess what? It's really good for kids running around outside, being active. So we have them outside. They're playing sports. They're playing games. They're having a good time. They're talking face to face with their friends, and we don't have any complaints.
Do you live Palisades?
No, I live on west side. I live on the west side.
My bad.
Yeah, West End.
Okay. All right. There's hope. Hang in there. I joke about Palisades. That's like the government boulevard.
Yes,
There's like
yes.
7 of them
Everybody
on there.
lives on Palisades. No, I do
on
not.
Palisades. I was going to say, where do your kids play in that place? I mean, you had 4 kids
On a
growing
hill,
up.
yeah. We played in my backyard on the west end of town with big
When
yards.
you were a kid?
Oh, when I was a kid.
No, I'm talking about your 4 kids.
My 4 kids.
What street you live on?
I live on Wimberley.
It's none of my business, but
Yeah.
there's yards or
Big yard. Yeah, we have large lots with trees and stuff
Aaron
on the
had a
west
big
side.
yard growing up. Aaron had a big yard growing up.
You know what? You just played in the street. We played in the street. We rode our bikes. We walked down to Willowbrook and played on their playground equipment. We walked over to Linden and played on their playground equipment. That's what we did.
That's kind of
walking.
like theft, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Linden playground, of course, that's Aaron's territory too. The Linden playground was great.
And they've got a lot of the elementaries used to have baseball fields because they still have the
Yeah,
backstops.
good point. Yeah,
and we
'cause
would
I
come
played on
play.
those.
Yeah, we
Here
would go
in my
play, or we'd walk over to
Cedar
Big
Hill,
Turtle.
we'd knock them up on the hill and out of drive. We had a lot of fun on that.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a great job, and I really appreciate it.
you.
Tell me about the golf tournament. We're going to bring Aaron on, let him talk more. He's like the dean of it, you know.
Yes, I know. This is my first year being enmeshed, involved in it, and
They
it's a
let you in
good
the door.
time.
That's a big deal for
They
those guys.
always let me work it. I've always worked
Oh,
it.
they're good at that. They're good at that. But they work hard, too. They work hard.
Everybody works hard. We have a really good team, a really solid team right now, and it's been.
About
we
2 years
can do
ago,
it.
I went. About 2 or 3 years ago, I had time. I wouldn't do anything. And what a night that putting was. That was the most fun I think any of those kids, those guys have ever had. They loved to
Yes.
compete on the golf green.
The pig and putt. Are you talking about the pig and putt or the golf tournament? We did a pig and putt.
At nighttime, right? Is that
Yeah.
what that is there?
Yeah.
Where at night? Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
That was a blast. We need to do that.
That was fun,
again.
wasn't it?
That was fun. That was fun.
Well,
That was
thank you
fun.
for everything you're doing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate anything we can do to help. I'm gonna look. My job's to look for the hockey table, right?
Yes, air
Air
hockey.
hockey, yeah.
Air
Like,
hockey. Yes.
we played that in
yeah.
college.
Like
Air
chip
hockey.
your nails, chip your teeth.
Got it. I'll find one. I promise you. I'll find one before
Okay,
summer's over.
I'll be waiting.
If I'm in having to buy it, but that's okay. But we'll get it in there to you. I promise. Let's get Aaron on here and talk about the golf tournament.
Yes, please do. It's gonna be fun.
All right.
Lots of
Let's
fun.
go to break.
Daniel Forrester has been recognized as one of East Tennessee's leading attorneys for nearly 2 decades. Civil disputes, criminal defense, divorces, and juvenile custody cases are all part of an impressive resume. Daniel's legal experience also includes representing clients in local, state, and federal courts. A husband and a father, Daniel is a Rule 31 certified mediator who has represented hundreds of families in Chancery Court. Call Daniel Forrester Law Office at 865-457-7900 for a free consultation.
From Oak Ridge, Tennessee, IB3 Global Solutions conducts operations around the world to enhance the U.S. national security posture and minimize radiological and nuclear threats. IB3 Global Solutions. Mission first.
Fan Gear Barn is Oak Ridge's source for new and vintage sports fan gear from around the world of sports. Find your favorite team gear at Fan Gear Barn, located at 977 Oak Ridge Turnpike, across from the hospital. Open 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., 6 days a week. Closed on Sundays.
At Navarro, we partner with our clients to advance clean energy and deliver effective solutions for complex challenges in the nuclear and environmental fields.
Birchfields is Oak Ridge's premier dining spot. They offer an incredible breakfast buffet that's just $14.95 and it includes your drink. But they also offer Eggs Benedict and pound cake French toast. From 4 to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, Birchfields offers happy hour specials including 50% off appetizers and special prices on drinks, plus amazing dinner entrees that are served from 5 to 10 p.m. Enjoy an unforgettable dining experience today at Birchfields, located inside the Doubletree Hotel on Illinois Avenue.
When should you get tested for COVID-19? You have symptoms of COVID-19, such as runny nose, congestion, sore throat, fever, cough, shortness of breath, muscle pain, headache, chills, or loss of taste or smell. Current testing recommendations say everyone should get tested immediately if they have symptoms of COVID-19. If you have symptoms, be sure to follow recommendations about how long to stay home and away from others. For more information, visit our If You Are Sick or Test Positive webpage.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Welcome back to Between the Lines. We're talking about the Oak Ridge Boys Club and Girls Club with an and symbol in the middle. Webb's got me trained. But we're going to talk to a longtime Oak Ridge board member, grew up playing there, and he is now on the Anderson County Commission. Congratulations, Aaron.
Condolences, however you want to
Condolences.
That's right.
Somebody in Alabama at the conference said, "Is your wife enjoying being a commissioner?" I said, "Enjoying, I wouldn't use that word." But she's working hard, et cetera, et cetera. So we got our boys club. How many years have we done this?
This tournament started back in 1983, actually. Excuse me. So yeah, we're going on
40
40 years. Yeah.
Wow.
I hate to say, I remember the first one.
And let me give you a preface to that. The Alumni Association, who started the golf tournament, the Alumni Association was founded and had their inaugural party on the day I was born, September 30th, 1983.
There's a lot to celebrate that day.
The fact that I came
A lot
president of
to
it
celebrate.
about 25 years later, there's a little bit of destiny to that one. Yep.
So what, it's a big part of your fundraising. You get a lot of support from the community. That's what happens when you last 40 years. They start supporting you. You get a lot of support. Tell us what's going to happen. Walk us through it. We're still kind of paralyzed from Aaron's acronym, so just kind of get us through the thing and tell us exactly what you're going to show up at 8 o'clock and start playing golf, or
Not that
how's
early.
it work?
No, this is a good time for a lot of guys that don't want to get up that early.
Yeah,
in the morning.
that's good. I like that.
You know, and let me preface on something you hit. It does raise us a good chunk of our money. You know, the last several years we've been netting around $20,000 profit on
That's
this event
good.
alone. That's great.
Because you put
But,
something into it. I mean,
you know, we put a lot of work into it. There's a
And money.
huge amount of guys that put their effort in. But, you know, the beautiful thing about the golf tournament, it's the same we say as the Christmas tree lot and really all our fundraisers. It's an opportunity to get a lot of guys, and in the golf tournament standpoint, a lot of old Oak Ridge guys that grew up at the club that hadn't been down there in 40 years, and odds are they're not going to come down and visit. But it's a way to get them together again, to celebrate the history and the tradition of the club.
Yeah.
And it's that much easier when we have another fundraiser for them to open their checkbook up, because they've got ownership. And this golf tournament is one of those events that, they feel like they're still a part of that club. So we're going to show up out there. Guys will start showing up around 11. Some of us will be out there setting up probably about 8:30. 2 o'clock shotgun start. We've got right now 32 teams with about 5 teams on standby.
When are you going to get done, 9 o'clock?
Who is we? Some of us will be there till 1 in the morning cleaning up.
No, I don't mean that, but I mean, if I'm
So
playing.
the tournament, on a typical tournament, if the weather's good, if we've got a good, decent flow of play, not too many guys are taking their time, we're looking at about a 5.5-hour tournament. It's a long day.
7:30, that's good, though. It's light till 9.
Exactly.
Then you
So
get up on the
it's light
patio
out.
and you have
We get on the
dinner and
patio,
drink
the
and
pool's still going, music's playing.
Yeah.
We're going to have a huge barbecue supper this year. Woody's Bar and Grill, if you all know Robert Elwood, longtime Oak Ridger, former Boys and Girls Club board member. He's going to be providing all the meat. Terry Hope, his head chef, will be doing the smoking for us. So great supper. Unique thing with this event, it sells out every year.
No
The
question.
sponsors come to us. They know about it. Again, as we used that word earlier, it's an institution. Mr. Hahn will be out there at the first of it. He'll be up there giving his royal hello to everybody on the balcony. Johnny Woody, the Woody family founded this tournament back in the early 80s when they had the golf course down in Oliver Springs.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Johnny will be there. His granddaughter, she's a senior this year, I want to say. She'll come out and give the opening send-off. Jimmy Woody, Johnny's son, he's out there helping us out around the clock setting up for this thing. So there's a lot of family ties to this
Oak Ridge Country Club. Now, this is June?
June 10th.
So
at
we
the
got
Oak
a
Ridge
week,
Country
we got
Club.
9 days, and then we're going to go.
And it's another one of those, again, we are sold out now. Feel free to call in, get your name on the waiting list. But
You're
the
talking about
biggest thing,
playing.
as far as playing, but here's what we'll always take. We'll take another sponsor. We'll take those extra dollars because it all goes to helping the kids. And we'd also love to have workers. Come out, be a hole watcher, sit in the shade, and have a good day.
You don't have the
watching
putting
golf.
tournament anymore?
So the pig and putt we put on pause this last year. As you all know, we're thankful to bring back the gala. We brought that back this past March.
That's correct.
Gerald Cook and myself typically headed up the pig and putt for the last few years since COVID kind of wound down.
Takes a lot of
And
work, doesn't it?
It does. And between that, the Christmas tree lot, and a few other fundraisers, we said let's kind of let's regroup. Let's put the gala on, because that is the potentially in it as it was this year. That's our biggest moneymaker.
Yeah.
And we'll look at bringing the pig and putt back, but it's going to take getting some more help with that. And pig and putt's great, but definitely want to thank a few of those sponsors for this golf tournament. David Hahn, Century Fire Protection, J.G. Mullins. All y'all know Mr. Gary. If Mr. Hahn asks him, he can't say no. We got to give love to Cook's Comfort Systems. We would not have that Boys and Girls Club right now if it wasn't
That
for
goes
Gerald.
for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
is
Brad
Mr. Oak
gets
Ridge.
support for him. You do.
Yeah.
God, I'll be hard pressed not to buy something from him. I
That's
never have, because he's a West Sider. But I mean,
But he's a Palisades man now, Alan. Yeah.
well, that's
grew up
where he
on the
lives.
west
But I'm
side.
saying we grew up over there where we had different people.
That's
we
right.
had Hertz, we had others and stuff. But
no,
Cooks
and definitely.
Cooks has done a lot.
And mention a couple others. So uniquely with some of these sponsors, James Powers has done a great job over the last few years bringing in some little side competitions to this event. So what we have now, on top of just the normal event where we have 2 different flights, you have 2 sets of winners, win prizes, get your big Woody Trophy, get your bragging rights for the year. We've also started doing what we call a Dealer's Cup. And that's to encourage some of these local organizations. So last year, the winner of the Dealers Cup was Old Ben Franklin Motors.
Okay.
Fox Toyota has decided
How
this
do you
year they
win?
want to step up.
How do you win?
It's the best score between the teams. So if
Okay,
you're a
I
car
got you.
dealership, you enter in the tournament, you're in that Dealers Cup. And you get bragging rights. Then we also have our Barristers Cup, another fancy word for a lawyer. Proud to say, longtime club and our what we call our legal consigliere for life, Jimmy Norman, his crew with Norman Flitcroft, they won that last year, coming back on it strong again this year. But so we have those on top of it, and of course I mentioned Woody's Bar and Grill stepping up to do the food, which is huge, absolutely. Cherokee Distributing, Eagle Distributing, they've always been really good to donate beverages for us. Chip Murphy, Jerry Jenkins, the list goes on people that support this event. And the beautiful thing of it is you've got some guys that are just retired that don't have a business, but they want to throw 100, 250 towards the club because they know it helps out.
That's right.
And again, what we said earlier, it gives them that investment to still call themselves a member of the Boys and Girls Club.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How many members on the board these days?
We're upwards of 40 right now, 30, 35.
On a board of directors?
On our board of directors. And,
Sometimes you got to do that to get 12 there, because these guys are busy guys.
And it's the old 80-20 mentality.
Yeah, and everything. You
Yeah.
and me both know that. We've been together too
20%
long.
of us are going to do 80% of the work. But where we've been really fortunate, of course, bringing Erin on, she brought that youthfulness and also her networking and her involvement in the community. Within 6 months of her coming on, a half a dozen members that she had known loosely through her church or through the schools had joined on. And you mentioned a couple times bringing more youth in government. We've got to bring more youth into our
Everywhere.
nonprofits. And unfortunately, in this day and time, and I can say it firsthand, having a 9-year-old and a soon-to-be 3-year-old in a few days, there's not a lot of time out there for us. But our board right now, the majority of us are under 45. And we've got
That's
my little
good.
sister Samantha Worley's on there at 25, an institution as far as helping with the gala, this golf tournament. So we've been very blessed to not just bring on young people, but we've been blessed to bring on young people that want to step up and be leaders in this town.
Is Aaron on the board?
Erin cannot be. She is a board member de facto. She is our
Even
executive
as she
director.
ages and gets older? And
Well, if she wants to give away her salary and not have to work 80 hours a week at the club, then yeah, we'll put her on the
She
board.
does
But-
work hard.
But, and that's the beauty. Erin leads the board. She organizes the meetings.
Well, you said 45 and under. I was just kind of cracking a joke.
Well, she's only 39, so yeah, we
No,
won't even
she's
count
not.
her yet.
She already admitted she was 44. She's 44? A lot of people. There's the lady behind you is older, but she could help you with some of that stuff.
But no, we've got, I just want to say, like, growing up at the club in the early 90s, never really leaving as I got older, the club used to have this camaraderie to it when I was a kid. The board members, they wanted to be there, and from a kid's standpoint, we were excited to see them. It looked like a party because everybody was friends. They were having a good time working together for the kids. And I truly feel like in my last 12 years of being on and off the board, we brought that back, and we've got a good thing going. And any of y'all out there interested in joining or getting involved in just volunteering, we'd love to talk with you. We'd potentially love to have you because it's here to stay. And this community, as y'all said, it needs it.
Good.
Very much so.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And people like Aaron and Sean and others, that makes a big difference.
It is. And what a legend in Sean Summers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was talking about his baseball skills, too. I'd forgotten about that. He was a good baseball player. I want to go over this one more time. Check on me here, Aaron. The website to learn more about what the Oak Ridge Boys and Girls Club is doing is
bgcor.org. Boys and
BG.
Girls Club of Oak Ridge.
no and, just a BG, though.
bgcor.org.
Okay, all together, bgcor.org.
482-4433. And of course, we're still on the corner of 102 South Jefferson Circle.
Can't
Never
miss
leave
this
it.
way. No, it's right there. We're trying to get him some land on the east side, but we haven't been able to find that land. You know, truthfully, though, not joking around, but that is the landmark of that area. I mean, there's nothing between.
It's the hub on Church
You know,
Circle.
and when they
Yeah.
tore down the old Bruners and all that down there, it kind of left the Boys Club, and the museum was behind the Boys Club when I was younger. And now the Boys Club, it wouldn't bother me if the Boys Club expanded, bought some land on both sides, and kept going.
Wouldn't it be nice?
Yeah, but we got to get a field hockey table or whatever it's called. Air hockey, my bad. Yeah, field hockey. Hey, I'm old. I mean, I'm an old that. Me and Wendy, we from a different generation. All right, and let me say this again. Wendy Manis' show starts tonight. Right after this, in about 5 minutes, we're going to get off the air. I got 10 seconds. My good friend Aaron Wilson for a long 20 years. Thank you all. Support the Boys Club and Girls Club.
And support this.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Birchfields is Oak Ridge's premier dining